Y'all nosy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's been some time. Some time has passed in between us. Some events have occurred. Some actions have been taken. But I'm here, so what's good? Hey y'all. So I am just giving y'all a life update. Letting y'all know what's going on. People been calling me, asking me questions, trying to figure out what I'm doing, where I'm at. So I'm like, okay. Clearly, I need to do some kind of update, give some kind of awareness to what's going on, what the vibes is, how we moving forward from here. Cause you keep on calling me. No, just playing. Okay, I don't even know where to start, man. But y'all know how I am. I'm just organic. I'm just, myself. So I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. Did I quit my PhD? What? Am I in grad school? Am I about to master's out? Am I getting a master's? What's going on? I have not quit my PhD program. I'm still here, y'all. I've not graduated. I've not quit. I'm still here. This is my 4th year. This is my 4th year. It's been a long time. It's been a long journey. I almost quit, ain't gonna lie. Not this year, but years before, I almost quit. Now, y'all may remember from my last video that I'm no longer in the ECE department, but now I'm getting my PhD in computer science, which is still engineering. And I do have a background in computer science, but I also have a background in computer engineering. Anyway, I switched. And if you want to know why, then look up in the cards and you'll see the video talking about why. For the people that know that I'm still getting my PhD, some people be asking why. Why are you still in school? Why are you getting this thing? All right. I'm getting it because I want to be a professor, and to be a professor who advances in the ranks and things like that, you need a PhD. So that's why I'm doing it. If it weren't for that, I probably would not do it. If what you're pursuing doesn't require a PhD, 10 out of 10 do not recommend. For anybody, do not recommend. Do not recommend. People are also asking me, when are you finishing? And if you're a senior level PhD student like myself, or anybody who is getting a PhD, this is the one question that all PhD students dread. And it's because it's hard to say when you're gonna graduate. You don't really know, because it's not like, y'all know, in undergrad and high school, you take all these classes, and by the time your classes are over, you graduate, you're done, you're out of there, cool. That is not the case with the PhD. You graduate when they tell you can graduate. Now, I will say I have passed my qual exam, which glory to God Almighty. He is in charge. I'm telling y'all, God is in charge. And I have passed my qualification exam. I did that in March. So glory to God for that. Now I'm working on my dissertation proposal. All right, so that's like the second phase in the PhD, where you become a PhD candidate, at least for my program. That's how it is. And then after this phase, I'll have a year to do research and do my dissertation. You can take longer if you want to. They do have a limit, like a cutoff, but we're not even trying to get nowhere near that. We ain't talking about that, because none of us doing that, okay? And if extenuating life circumstances bring it, then that's a different discussion that we'll have another day. My projected finish is May 2025. Am I gonna meet it? Only God knows. But that's my goal. That's my plan. Last semester, I didn't take any classes at all, and I was working on my qualification exam for half of the semester. And outside of that, I had been doing a lot of traveling. In March to Atlanta, which I love Georgia, y'all. That's where I'm from, so shout out to everybody from Georgia. But I went to Atlanta and to my hometown, and I had an amazing time. After I left Atlanta, I went to Hawaii. We were at Waikiki Beach, and Hawaii is amazing. I was there for a conference, presenting my research at a lightning talk, and learning about being an underrepresented minority in computer science. Hey y'all, while I'm sitting here editing, I just realized that I have a lot of content from Hawaii, so I'm just gonna make a separate vlog because it is a lot. As you know, it's not very many Black women in computer science getting there, you know, in graduate school, or who have a PhD, whether they're working in academia or in industry. It's just not that many of us. Super cool to go and see, you know, what other people are working on, and also learning about accessibility things and accessibility tools. The food in Hawaii, yo, I am sold. Like, whenever I go to conferences, I always try to book something outside of the conference so I can see the city or do something else. I booked an excursion while we were there. After the conference, I stayed a day extra. So before the extra day, I went to a Jurassic Park tour, and it was amazing. They took us up like in the mountains and showed us where everything was filmed, and told us a little bit like how things were made and stuff like that. We got to get out, walk around, take pictures. They were all like for the photo op cases. Like, the tour guide was like, ooh, stand like this, do this. You know, everybody was there wanting to take pictures and things like that. I booked this excursion on my own, so I had to figure out like how to get over there. So I ended up having to rent a car, and I had to, you know, figure out where everything was on my own, book tickets, you know, all that stuff on my own, because I didn't really know anybody else going to the conference. So, you know, it was kind of like, and you had to be accepted into the conference to go. So it was a little interesting running around solo in a completely different place that I've never been in, but it was so fun. It was so amazing. I feel like we just need to do more of that, you know, like, don't be afraid to, you know, if you're a person who's very aware of your surroundings, you are aware of your own self, if you have a way to protect yourself, if you are, you know, smart, you got common sense, and if you have to, don't be afraid to travel by yourself. After I left Hawaii, I came back to Chicago, did a couple things here for a couple weeks, and after that, I'm off to another conference. I went to San Francisco for another conference. It was a women in computer science conference, also focusing on graduate studies and things like that. But it was super empowering. I learned so much about writing up your dissertation, building your committee for like different type of committees that you have to have for graduate school, learning how to shift your mindset to having a more research focused mind, things like that I had no idea, you know, I never thought about, and people didn't necessarily tell me about tips and tricks about publishing. This was really helpful for me because I have a paper that I've been working on. I'm really trying to get it published, but it's hard. It's been hard to get it published because it's very different. It's very, very different. And there are not a lot of people working on what I'm working on, especially not the way that I see it and the way that I work on it. The thing that I did to view the city then was I went to go to Chinatown, and I saw some performances and things like that. That was amazing. It was so fun. And I also went to the African American History Museum. So here's a clip.
But I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before the new. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew I wish I knew.
After I left San Francisco, I went back to Chicago for 2 weeks, got my life together a little bit, you know, and it's April at this point. So I went back home when school was over, and I had a time. Let me tell you, I miss my family so much. It's so good to see them and be with them. And I forgot to say, I saw my friends too, y'all. I love everybody. Y'all know I love y'all from back home. And I didn't put all the pictures from summer here, just a couple so that you get the idea. And we had our 10-year class reunion, which I could not believe it's been 10 years. Things like that. So I had a great time at home, y'all. And I really needed that time. I realized that I had only been in Chicago for 2.5 months out of the year. It's July. And the whole year up until that point, 2.5 months. I think the Lord was also just speaking to me and letting me know, like, hey girl, I put you in Chicago. I need you there for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting up here paying rent. I ain't been there. Anybody that know me know I do not like spending money. I do not like it. I don't enjoy it. So to have that you know, moment, I was like, all right, let me listen to the Lord and go on back to Chicago. Before I went back to Chicago, one of my research papers got accepted to a workshop in Toronto at the ACL conference. So excited, I was so excited. This was a project that I had thought of on my own. It was my first time publishing something like this that I had, you know, just thought of. So I was really excited to not just bring somebody else's idea to fruition, but bring my idea. If you want to see that paper, it'll be linked down below. Check it out. And I'll also link my previous paper with my advisor, modeling access differences, so y'all can check that out too. Yeah, one of the things I'll just share, like some notes that God's been just sending me and things like that. He can move anywhere. Like, I don't have to be necessarily where I want to be for him to work, because he's God. He works in time and out of time. He works in space and out of space. He's not stricken to this dimension that we are in, that we know, that we conceive. Right? Like, he knows what's before me, and he knows what's behind me, and he's with me in the present. There's one thing we just don't really talk a lot about in graduate school. I don't really care to talk about it either, but I'm gonna talk a little bit, because y'all are nosy. That's why I'm talking about it, because you're nosy. All right. So this past year, I have been trying to figure out, what does it look like for me to put myself out there, right? Chicago is different. I don't get the culture here, like in the Midwest. This is not really my kind of vibe. It's not really my kind of place, if I'm being honest. I'm sorry if you're from here. It's different for me. I did try talking to a few men of God, a few, brothers in Christ, a few, sons of the Lord. And I just did not realize how hard dating is in graduate school. It's hard because it's so many things that make it just so difficult. One of the things that make it difficult is, at least for me, I visit other places a lot. I go to conferences a lot. I travel a lot. But also I go home when school is out for months. When I intern for months. Which I'm gonna post some videos from when I interned in New York. Some vlogs that I just have in the backlog that I didn't post but had edited. So look for that this Vlogmas. I guess it'll be a Vlogmas sis. But yeah, it's hard when you travel a lot and you know they have a job, or you know they have a job that is very inflexible, that doesn't let them travel a lot. It's also hard when you're academic and people don't really understand what that means. It's weird. They don't get it. They're like, why are you doing this? It's also hard when people are talking about, you know, settling down in marriage and you're like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to get a job after this and it's not going to be here. You know, so like it's a lot of things to consider. It's also just difficult as a Christian girl, you know, dating out here because you know, there's just not I struggle to say there's not a lot of godly men, because I think there are a good amount of godly men. I've not been exposed to a lot of godly men who are prepared to do life the way that I'm prepared to do life. So being a Christian, it's hard dating, but when you're in grad school and a Christian, whew, that thing hit, boy. Not really anymore, trying to figure it out. I'm allowing God to take charge and do it for me. If you know, are about to go to graduate school, then my best recommendation is to consider the culture that you're walking into. The culture in the Midwest is completely different than the culture in the South, okay? Like, not only in terms of dating, but just period. Socially, the culture is different. And if you lived in both places, then you know what I'm talking about. That's it. That's all I got. And that's what I'm gonna say about dating for now. Maybe I'll give like some story times or something later. I have just been working on growing my relationship with the Lord. It's always gonna be that. You're never gonna get to a peak where you just grow and you're great. You know, God's been teaching me the art of worship. I went to Jackie Hill Perry's Glory Conference. And he just really taught me through that conference the importance of fasting and worshiping and going to war. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're constantly in a battle and you can't just take it lying down. Like, you gotta get up. You gotta get up and fight. And I love all the speakers that Jackie had there. And hearing Jackie talk for the first time in person, it was amazing. I really loved that conference. I was in Michigan. Oh, so I guess I've been traveling to Michigan too. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I was traveling to Michigan. 2 of my friends gave their dissertations. I'm so proud of you, Muniza and Kira. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you, my sister Docs. I decided to switch churches. And I love my church here in Chicago now. It's amazing. I'm so glad that I found a church finally that was a really good fit for me culturally and mission wise. Like, the church I was a part of, I think it was just misaligned missions, like, you know, and that can be kind of frustrating in like when you're a part of any kind of organization. If you're a part of any organization, whether it be Greek or community service based or your job, and you guys have misaligned missions, then it just doesn't work. Like, it just does not work well. So the church that I was at, though they were doing the work of the Lord, they were working on things that I didn't necessarily have a passion for. Whereas the church I'm at now is very heavy in their community and very heavily doing things that are more aligned with the things that I care more about. And I've also been getting my decorating on, y'all. So look for a vlog coming up where I do a decorate with me for Christmas. I'm so excited. Even though I'm not gonna be here all of Christmas, I'm just excited to decorate. And I don't usually keep up decorations for, you know, extended periods of time, especially not for Christmas, y'all. But this time I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna keep up them decorations until February, I think. So I just have really gotten into decorating and I love it. I didn't want to do it at first because I'm thinking I'm in grad school. I'm not gonna be here forever. I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I don't, but I really am praying that the Lord don't leave me here. I'm really praying that the Lord don't make me stay here. But regardless of which, I plan on buying a house. So buying a house, I gotta have decorations, you know. So these are like investments. I feel like I'm making investments when I get different decor pieces and things like that. So I have been loving doing the decor work. Y'all look out for me this December. I'm gonna be posting stuff once a week. I know I have a budgeting video coming up. I know I have a decorate with me and potentially some clips of a Christmas party that I'm hosting. You know, and I have some clips from New York, from organizing my life, things like that coming up for y'all this Vlogmas. I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready. And yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes. So y'all come back. Oh, I didn't say that either. I'm taking a sign language class with my dad, so I'm learning a few things and I believe I got this right. I think this is right. I'm gonna have to go back to class to see because he do it every time, but I think that's what it is. So it's come back next week. See y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this life update. I'll stay warm and stay posted during this holiday season. Look out for the ones you love and be there when you can. All right, that's all I have to say. Come back next week. All right, peace.